She was messy, but she could back it up. Oh, so do you want to fight? Somebody came with their lighter and just lit the wig on fire. If the class president was Skeeta, what makes... I'm not fighting somebody that stayed in Nigeria for a couple years. She had a stick. I was hitting. Whenever somebody asked for round 2, that means they're not satisfied with round 1. That's just like, I feel like that's just fighting etiquette. Police had came at the same time. Hey babies, welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're not, in today's video, I'll basically tell y'all about the time that my friends basically got into a brawl. Like, and it was an actual full-on brawl. Like, oh my gosh. So of course, y'all, I'm gonna give everybody a code name that I feel like needs one. And you know, I'm getting ready. So like, y'all just gonna watch me do my makeup while I tell this story. And I don't have no script either, so I'm just like going off the dome. Like, I'm gonna try and tell the story as if how I remember it. I asked my friends to kind of like retell me the story because it's some parts I literally was not there for, bro. All right, y'all. So basically, we gonna give my friend the name Jelly. So basically, Jelly was like kind of like the friend that was always doing like dumps on her like private spam, her private story. And we used to be cool with this boy. We're gonna call him Juice. We used to be all in like a friend group, like me, Jelly, and some other people. We were all in a friend group with this boy named Juice. And he was honestly cool, but I was cool with him like freshman year, sophomore year, even junior year. But junior year came around and like, you know, everybody kind of like started getting their own friend. Me, Jelly, and some other people, we all kind of like stayed in the group. But whenever we seen Juice, it was still like, hey, what's up? Like, it was no type of issue. Long story short, something had basically happened with like this murderer at our school. Like, something happened that's just beyond the point. It don't really matter. But I know that that was like one of Juice's friends at the time. Okay, so around this time, there was a murder that had happened, and the suspect attended our school. They had announced the suspect this random day, and that was one of Juice's friends, and the murderer did, in fact, go to our school. Okay, that makes sense now. So basically, when they had announced who the murderer was at our school, Jelly was kind of being like messy and like, I guess like talking about the situation in the whole class group chat or whatever. And that was one of Juice's friends. So Juice was like, yo, like, I don't like that you're talking about one of my friends. So they kind of like started bumping heads a little bit, you know? So that's where the divide had kind of like happened. Juice, shoot, we was all still kind of friends at the same time. Juice just really had the issue with Jelly because Jelly was talking about his friend. That was just really what the issue was. But whenever we all seen each other, it was no bad blood. At least with me, there was no bad blood. Like, I will always hate him because he cool, like, he was supposed to be in the graduation party, like, that was my friend. One day, Jelly posted on her story, and, like, she was doing, like, a little dump or whatever, and basically the dump was like, oh, I used to F with you, but I don't F with you no more. She was basically, like, posting people that she used to F with, like, rock with heavy, but she don't like them no more. And honestly speaking, she had a lot of people in her private spam. The thing about Jelly was that Jelly was messy, but Jelly could back it up. Like, so, yeah, she could be messy. Yeah, she could start problems. But the thing is that Jelly can actually, like, rock somebody if she has to. You can't tell her nothing because if you do, you're going to get slapped. So, of course, Jelly goes ahead. She posts a picture of our old friend Juice. And she's like, I used to F with you, but I don't F with you no more. And somebody messy in the spam basically went and sent it to Juice and was like, look who's talking about you. It was like the next day at school, I'm pretty sure. Jelly and Juice ran into each other in the hallway. And let me kind of like describe Juice's friend group for you. This is kind of like alternative. He was in an alternative type of friend group, basically. My friend group, me, and I'm gonna just name some other people when they get like relevant to the story. The African friend group, like we were known as like the Africans like of the school. People knew his friend group as the emo friend group, or honestly speaking, I used to call them the crazy colored hair friend group. I don't know why I used to do that, but like, bro, it's just because every single person in the friend group had a different color of hair. Like one person had red hair, one person had green hair, one person had blue hair. I think Juice had like pink hair. Like that's just how it was. But honestly speaking, it fit them. Like it made sense. Like it wouldn't make sense if their hair was all black anyway. Juice friend group is walking in the hallway, and then that's when they see my friend group walking way in the back. But basically what had happened was like Juice kind of was like,
why are you posting about me? Like, I'm confused as to why are you posting about me? Like, I don't talk about you. Like, what's going on? Like,
I don't really remember what she said, but like, bro, just know it was some BS because it wasn't really nothing for real. So after that little small altercation, we were just like, dang, like, you know, like, you really have an op in your private. Anyway, but that don't mean nothing. So we ended up going to Chick-fil-A to get some breakfast because that was just a spot. Like, we always go to Chick-fil-A. We're eating food, and then that's when Juice texted Jelly because I told y'all we was all friends at a point, so numbers was already saved. Like, it wasn't no, oh, let me get people's numbers. We were already friends. So Juice texts Jelly and is basically like, I want to fight. But Juice is a guy, so it just wasn't gonna make sense. Like, obviously, Juice had to get one of his girlfriends on Jelly, basically. If Juice did that, that would mean that me and my friends would basically, you know, would basically have to get into the situation. But we kind of was already in it because it was just like, bro, like, knowing how this was gonna go, please, people just wanted to fight. Like, Jelly flipped her phone like this She just shows everybody, and everybody's just like, wait, no way, like, you know, Juice want to fight, like, this is not him, like, what's going on, like, and what does he mean want to fight, like, bro, we do not want to fight the emos, because this is not that, like, and they weren't even emo, but that's just what everybody called them. Jelly had flipped her phone. I called this boy Marshmallow. So Marshmallow was being messy, so Marshmallow snatched the phone out of her hand and basically typed, yes, I wanted to fight. Juice was like, all right,
Okay, I got something for them. I'm gonna get somebody on you. Like, don't worry.
and that's when Marshmallow is a troll, so he goes and sends a picture of himself, so like Juice knows, like, okay, you're talking to a troll right now. He sends a picture of him smiling, like that's when like it was kind of established that something was gonna happen, because like, you know, Marshmallow went and said, yes, I wanted to fight. And it wasn't like Jelly really cared too much to be like, oh, Marshmallow, why would you say that? Like, I was like, Marshmallow, why would you say that? Because you're messy. Like, you're childish. Like, why would you do that? But, like, bro, and Jelly didn't care that much. I remember this was a time that people was using Twitter a lot. Like, that's how the situation kind of got brought on Twitter. And Twitter is where everything is just so messy. Jelly and one of the girls, I'm going to call her Blue. Jelly and Blue, they get to arguing. But it's not no real argument for real. Because, like, Blue is really small and Jelly is really big. But not, like, big like this. She's just big. So it was just like, bro, this argument's not going to get nowhere because Jelly wouldn't even fight this girl. Like, they're just arguing just to argue because, you know, Blue is one of Juice's friends. So then that's when we're gonna call this girl Red. Red basically jumps into the argument, and Red, I'm not gonna lie, she could kind of fight. Like, she could fight, I think. And it still wasn't an even match because, like, Jelly is bigger than these girls. So it was just like, bro, even if, like, you know, Red wanted to fight her, y'all know it just wasn't even gonna be a fair fight for real. Like, I don't know if I had jumped into the argument on Twitter because I got them Twitter fingers. Like, y'all, I like to argue. I told y'all in the last story time, I used to be on Roblox arguing with little kids. It's kind of like my specialty, but I don't know if I was arguing at that time. I don't know if I took her phone and was arguing for her. I don't really know. But I do remember, okay, after that quick little Twitter argument, we kind of like skipped to the next day or like 2 days after. I was in a really big friend group with all my friends. And basically, after school, we would always hang out like in a town center, get something to eat, or we would be at somebody's house. Today, we decided to be at a town center, but they were at the town center, not me, because y'all, tell me why stuff always happens the day that you have something planned. So that day, I had to go get my driver's license, so I had my mom pick me up from school, but I remember scheduling the appointment. I was just like, bro, nothing's gonna happen today. Like, let me just schedule this appointment, get my license, and get it over with, okay? So let me just kind of like narrate the story from my friend's point of view, because as y'all know, my mom came and picked me up at 10:30 on the dot, and we was on the way to the NVA. My friends were hanging out like usual at the town center, and I think one of the boys had went to Wings 21. Thing about this boy was always in something. Like, he was always in something since I met him. And it was kind of odd that he was hanging out with us, but it wasn't really too odd because basically, like, the guy friends of our group were friends with this boy, and we're gonna call this boy Water. So the guy friends of our group was friends with Water, but the girls, we wasn't really friends with Water because we're gonna call this girl CeraVe, like the lotion. Water and CeraVe, they used to like date, and Water basically had cheated on CeraVe. So like, we didn't even like Water for real. We were just there because of the boys. At this point, it kind of came to a point where sometimes we would hang out at Water's house. So now it looked like Water was a part of the friend group because he fake kind of became a part of the friend group. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just had forgotten about that. But now when I look back, that's kind of weird because what? But yeah, senior year was just messy. I don't even know, but it just made sense. Like, at the time, we kind of just pushed all the cheating to the side, but not gonna lie, we should never pushed anything to the side. Basically, Water had walked into Wings 21, and one thing about Wings 21, bro, the blue hair girl, remember I told y'all about Blue. Blue worked as a cashier there some days. Like, some days you just pull up, she's there. Yes, Water had went to go get a drink or food. I don't know what he went to go get, but all I do know is that when he walked in there, the emos, the alts, all of them was there. And the thing about Water was very messy because Water used to be a part of the crazy colored hair friend group. Water was the one that was switching friend groups like I don't know what. Like, he was one of those, like, he did not have no set friend group, but at the time, it looked like Water was rocking with us. Because I'm not gonna lie, he fake kind of was. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he fake kind of was. Like, he was just there all the time now because the boys kept bringing him around. I'm not sure whatever happened, like, inside of the restaurant, but what I do know is that as soon as Water left, they all started coming out. They, as in Juice's whole friend group, including Juice, they all came to where my friends were and started perping. They were trying to fight at the town center. The reason why we couldn't fight at the town center, though, was because the town center was right next to the school, and sometimes the principal would take his car and be driving around the town center just trying to catch somebody. Basically, the class president is like,
y'all, we're not gonna fight here. This is what we're not gonna do.
we gonna call the principal Dr. Gray.
Dr. Gray just be driving across the road sometimes. We don't want to get caught. Dr. Gray knows all of us. Like, this is not a good look. Like, y'all gotta send a load. We can't fight here.
You know, he's trying to play mediator. He's trying to just be the one in the middle because, you know, he is class president. So technically, He can't beef with nobody because he's class president. But that don't stop him from being messy because he's messy. I remember Sarah was trying to talk to Juice too because like trying to situate the situation because I told y'all in the beginning of the story, Juice was our friend. Like in the beginning of the year, we had a field day. Juice was there. Like everything was cool. I was beefing that I wasn't here, but I was also glad because like I never had no issue with Juice and them. I didn't even talk to them, not gonna lie. So like while all this is happening, class president is trying to mediate stuff. Jelly's kind of just like,
Nah, like, okay, I'm gonna send the address to my house. We gonna go to the park right there. Y'all can pull up.
I'm at the MV. I don't even have word of the fight yet. I'm just thinking like, good thing I left. I can finally lock in, get my license, and I can be driving. Like, I'm just thinking about that. I'm not thinking about nothing. Next thing you know, all my friends start spam calling me. And I think one of my friends accidentally butt dialed me. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, hello. And I'm just hearing,
You get in the car. We're about to go to my house. We about to get ready for this fight. We about to go to the park. Everybody whips up. We about to put some belts up. Yes.
I'm hearing this. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, what do y'all mean y'all about to put belt to ass? Like, I'm not here. Like, what's going on? Y'all always want to do something when I'm not here. Spam texting people. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, why did I just hear like y'all are trying to fight? So that's when my friends, they call me. They're just like, yeah, we're about to fight right now. I'm like, can y'all wait? But y'all know it's not my fight. So they're not waiting for me. What am I going to do? I'm beefing. I'm just like, bro, all right, I need to lock in. Like, it's too many distractions right now. My friends talking about some, yeah, like maybe if you get here on time, you can just pull up to the park, but make sure you got Vaseline on your face and all that. I'm just like, bro, like, ugh. And then my mom is trying to chat my ear up at the same time. Stuff always happens the day that you don't come. I promise you. Basically, back to my friend's point of view. So they pull up to Jelly's house. Jelly's house is deep. Remember how I told y'all that we had this big little friend group, right? My friends go ahead and they call like the other friend group from the other school. So now it's just a whole bunch of people in Jelly's tight house. I'm not gonna lie, I love Jelly's house. That's a house we could sleep in perfectly, comfortably. But bro, if too many people get up in that house at one time, when it's time to fight, nobody's really thinking about the space. And we were a big friend group, so I would say like a good amount of the people from the other school came. And then my friend group already, like the friend group chat had like 16 people. Plus like extra people's little friends. Cause sometimes we would meet up with people, like it wasn't just us. So I'm not gonna lie, the Africans were deep. That's honestly because
We needed an audience.
and 3, y'all don't know what the emos could have had up their sleeves, bro. All right, so from my friend's point of view, we're gonna call her Beats because Beats basically is the GOAT. Beats and Cerave re-explained the story for me. This is from Beats' perspective. When everybody got to Jelly's house, bro, people needed fighting gear. Vaseline was put on faces. Oil was rubbed all over the body.
People were practicing fighting moves in the mirror, bro.
They had the stereotype at the school where they were crazy. So everybody wasn't expecting no normal fight. People knew something was gonna happen at the fight. The park was right next to Jelly's house. Like, she chose a park that was literally in her neighborhood. So that's when, like, the time comes. More people are pulling up to Jelly's house. People are excited. Something's about to go down. Like, then there's me. I'm trying to, like, take this test, but I can't help but be looking at my phone. I'm just like, dang, like. So that's when everybody kind of, like, gets in each other's cars. Class president, bro. He had so many people up in his car. You would have thought he was a chauffeur. By the way he was driving. All the girls Vaseline up, Skechers on, ready to fight. All the boys in ski masks, including the president. I promise you. Everybody that was at Wing 21 basically pulls up to this fight. And they're waiting on the emos. And the emos finally come out. I don't even want to call them emo because they were not emo. I know what emo looks like. They were not that. They just had crazy colored hair. And they were the only alt people at the school that really expressed themselves like that. The emos just keep slipping out. So if I keep saying it, I'm sorry, y'all. The alt friend group, they end up pulling up. And then that's when Red kind of like starts walking up to the girls. So the girls thinking that something is about to happen. Red just take off her jacket and she start like perping. She's not doing nothing for real. But that's when the girl that was really trying to fight Jelly, that was about Jelly size, but not really in weight. But we're gonna call this girl, I don't even know what we're gonna call her because she wasn't really important. Call her fighter number 1. All right, so fighter number 1 basically pulls up and she's like,
So where Jelly at? Where Jelly at? Like, where this girl at?
Jelly and fighter number 1 gets a tussling, bro. Y'all know who won that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, y'all should know who won that by now. Like, all I just know, me personally, I'm not fighting somebody that stayed in Nigeria for a couple years. That's just what I'm not about to do. Like, because you have another strength that these people in America do not have. But I'm not gonna lie, Jelly and fighter number 1, they got to tussling and Jelly won that. So Africans won, emo 0. Now it's time for round 2 of the fight because, you know, round 1 had happened. Everybody's like, okay, like that's enough. Girl wants to round 2. So now it's time for Jelly to really do it again. She beat her so bad the girl was bleeding and everything. Like, bro, whenever somebody asks for round 2, that means they're not satisfied with round 1. I feel like that's just fighting etiquette. Like, I mean, well, that's also just common sense too. The emos had realized that their top fighter had lost the fight all of them really wanted to fight Jelly at this point. Jelly starts catching her breath. Red just comes out of nowhere and starts trying to like hit on Jelly. Everybody's like, wait, hold on. So y'all know my friends that were assembled, bro, they just spawn out of nowhere and get to jumping Red. Like, they wasn't trying to admit at the time that she got jumped, but I'm not gonna lie, I rewatched that video.
They jumped that girl.
The jumping was so bad to the point where every single person was getting hits in. I was looking at the video, I'm scrolling, I'm zooming in, I'm seeing different faces of girls that should have never been fighting. Girls that could have been shown first. The throwing hits. This one girl, bro, she had a stick. She's just hitting her and hitting her with the stick over and over and over. That's when, like, in the midst of all this, we're gonna call this friend Vitamin C, not gonna lie. Vitamin C was hitting Red out of nowhere, like, but she was hitting her the hardest. Like, she was really getting to her. That's when they start squaring up, y'all. I'm not gonna lie.
Vitamin C had that.
Red did not. It was unfortunate. After Vitamin C and Red fought, an even bigger girl comes, but she's not big in height, but you know, and it's basically like,
Hey, yo, Jelly, I want to fight you.
and if you're wondering where Juice is watching the fight like everybody else. And the girl gets to fighting, bro. Y'all know who won that, bro. But the thing is that the girl got like such a good scratch on Jelly, like in the corner of her eye. That didn't stop anything because literally, I promise y'all, Jelly took that wig off that girl's head and kept it with her. In the midst of that fight, I don't even know how this fight had even happened. Water and Juice get to fighting, bro. I don't even know how it even happened. Like, but I know that there was always some tension anyway, because remember I told you, that was his old friend group. Those were Water's old friends. The emo group, that was Water's people at a point in time. No, they get to squaring up, bro. I'm not gonna lie, they kept trying to say that Water had won that fight, but in my opinion, I'm gonna give it to Juice. In my opinion, Juice did what he had to do. Both could fight, but I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it was kind of like a height difference, and Juice just won. Africans 3, most 1. So around this time, like, gun violence was just like really heavy, and just the topic of just guns in general was just a lot. Whenever you just heard gun, just leave. Just exit. Don't even start looking for the gun. Just leave. In the midst of this fight, class president taps. I forgot what I gave her the name as. Basically, class president taps her and is like,
No, y'all, we gotta go.
like,
What do you mean we have to go?
she's like, you got a gun. Everybody gets her running. In the video, this like really big boy pulled out a gun. And it's just like, what are you pulling out a gun for? Your friend is winning. Like, he was a part of like the emo side. I remember just watching the video and thinking like, dang, this was a girl on girl fight. So what you bringing a gun for? When class president said he had a gun, that's when everybody really listened to the class president and got out of there. The police had came at the same time. They start fleeing the scene. Everybody's getting into any type of car. Everybody ends up splitting up, and then they end up all like meeting at like another town center. At this point, my friends start making it over back to Jelly's house, and I had finished my test at this point. I'm like,
Mommy, can you please take me to my friend's house? Like, I just want to celebrate with them.
I'm just like, okay, since you passed, you just drive the car to your friend's house. I'm like fake trying to speed over there because, bro, I did not want to miss a good debrief. I wanted to feel like I was there too. That's when we go ahead and we drive to Jelly's house. If I go inside, bro, I told y'all, Jelly's house was packed with the people from our school, the people from the other school, and them randoms that were just there. In every single bedroom, bro, it's people talking about what happened, how it happened, their point of view, who threw what. I was going from room to room hearing different stories. I was just like, wow. When I'm in one of the rooms, the girls is like, yeah, and Jelly got her wig. And remember how I told y'all, like, Jelly had pulled this girl's wig and she took it. They're like, not gonna lie, like, look at this wig. Because the wig was mad. Like, I think I have a picture of the wig. Because the wig stunk so bad, I remember. They're like, this stinks. Like, we can't put this on our head. It's just not gonna work. So let's just burn it. They went outside. They threw the wig on the road. Somebody came with their lighter and just lit the wig on fire. They lit the wig on fire, y'all. Like, that wig burnt. I was taking pictures next to the wig like it was an artifact. The Africans won that day. Now, when it came to how the fight went viral, though, Water was kind of messy for a boy. Remember, Water had fought Juice. So I don't know if like one of like the Twitter girls from the emo side was arguing with somebody and Water jumped in, or maybe they started arguing together. I don't know how it exactly happened, but all I do know is that Water was arguing with somebody on Twitter, was basically talking about like how he put belt to, you know, yeah. And people were saying that he did, but when I watched the video, that's not what I had seen. Like, and that's when, I don't know how, but people started posting other angles, like, and it went viral. Like, I remember too many people were like, who is that with the stick in the back? Somebody had even thought I was there. A random person, he went and sent me a voice message.
Y'all too pretty to be fighting. You're too pretty for that. Why are you fighting? Like, this is not true.
I'm not gonna lie, who said pretty girls can't fight? 1. And 2, I wasn't even there. Like, I literally hit him with the I wasn't even there, so what are you talking about? After that, remember how I told you, like, we were like kind of like already friends with these people, bro? They kind of like ended up being cool with them. Like, I told y'all, Juice was still my homeboy. Like, bro, even though we had stopped talking, one of them situations where like, bro, people were just like, dang, life is too short. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not worth all of that. So like everybody kind of just became cool. Yeah, I think that's just what happened. And because the situation was not that serious, everybody kind of just like got over it. Like, I don't know, I think it was maybe like a cool month we was beefing, and it was just like, dang. And you know, everybody just became cool. I knew then that the situation was not that serious. Still wasn't that serious. Like when I retell the story, it's just like, dang, a whole brawl happened just because of some stupid story. And I know Jelly was being messy on purpose, bro. Like sometimes you need a little bit of mess, but it's good to be messy and you can back it up. If you can't back it up, don't be like Jelly. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, y'all, that's the story time of how my friends basically like got into a whole brawl. I mean, if y'all want me to tell y'all some more stories, because y'all, this story was really fun to tell. And honestly speaking, it was very funny. Like even hearing the story, I was just like, dang, like I really missed out on a reality TV show because everybody was fighting that day. Like, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to become a baby. I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all in my next video. See you later. Bye.